right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I hope you're doing well. This is dollar index. Today is Friday, the 6th of June 2025. Now, today is the first Friday of the month. So we are going to have NFP, non-farm payroll, currently known as non-farm employment change. So at 1:30 we will stop and observe NFP. In the meantime, since that can change the outcome of what price is going to do, I'm gonna move straight to the cryptocurrencies, and then we will come back to this later, because I don't know what price is going to do based on the NFP. I don't know whether they're going to send it down or they're going to send it up. If I was to pick a direction, then I would say down to attack this low. Okay, if I was to pick a direction, then I'll say down to attack this low, but it's not pretty clear because of this candle not closing below previous month low, not taking out the high or the low. So it's gonna be a little bit challenging to know what they're gonna do with it. Hence, we will sit on our hands and wait for what they will do first, and then we'll take it from there. Okay, so let's go and look at the cryptocurrencies and then we come back. So let's start with AX16Z. So they eventually went for that low. That's what we were expecting. And yeah, now that they've taken that low, we want to see price reject. Now it's at exactly 618 to the 79 retracement level. So to be precise, 70.5. So that should be it, in my opinion, and send price higher. And to complement that, we also have the Bitcoin market trade into that fair value gap that we discussed, or we've been discussing even before the month started. All right, even before the month started. So with what has happened on Bitcoin, I think this now should start coming back up. Okay, it should start coming back up. So we've lined up with the breaker, OTE, fair value gap. That should be it. So on the lower time frame, what I'll start looking for, it's a break of structure. So okay, so I want to see them break above this up candle here and then make its way towards this equal high. So that's your key for price shifting to the upside. All right, so let them break this high and start shifting towards this high. Once this high is broken, leaving a fair value gap, then we will look for price to come up here. So watch this area here. because once we break above it, that is what will cause price to start aiming for this equal high. Solana, we've gone for the two levels that I gave. Let's go to the weekly. That's the first one, and then the second one. And with, again, the Bitcoin market going for the level, I want to see them now starting to reject and go back up. All right, so this week should actually reject previous week low. So on the H4 currently is showing signs, positive signs. Let me check on the 1 hour. Yeah, currently showing positive signs of price potentially going up. They've traded through that imbalance in here. They've traded through that imbalance over here. So price is likely gonna go up, especially if today can go all the way up and close above previous day's high. That would be, in my opinion, the best. If price can go up and close above the previous day's high, that would be the best. So let's wait and see if that might be the case, because if they can do that, then that would mean a lot. Okay, even if it doesn't, right, all we need is price coming up here, because this is an up candle and we don't want to see the up candle becoming an inside candle, not in this stage, because if it becomes an inside candle, that could be redistribution and they might go back down again. So today must, quote unquote, take out the high or the low of yesterday. So we might either close below here, or take the low, or close above here, or take the high. One of them, not the type of candle that is printing now. So with them trading through that gap, I favor a continuation to the upside to this high. Okay, and then Bitcoin, it's looking nice, right? They dropped in there. I think we've been talking about this gap for a long time, even whilst we were here, for them to tap into it before going higher. But price has been playing around since then. But now from this gap back to the gap on the weekly. So now the same thing on Solana. We want price to go and break this high, ideally closing above it. If it can close above it, 112 point or 112,041 will be the draw on liquidity. If they can close above yesterday's high today, so that will give you a green candle like this. If you can get something like that today, then 112,041 will be the draw on liquidity. On the lower time frame, you can begin to track it with this fair value gap, this void. Right, so they've managed to close above it, so that's a positive sign. that price might continue going up. It's still early for the day. We got about I think Bitcoin closes at 12 midnight, so we've got about another 11 hours to go, if I'm not mistaken. So within the next 11 hours, we want to see Bitcoin continue going up. Right? It started going up since midnight. Alright, so we still have lots of hours to go for this candle to close. Hence, let's wait and see. All right, Ethereum is lagging. It's yet to go and touch that, but it doesn't need to, or it doesn't have to, provided it gives us a confirmation after taking out the previous week low. Okay, now gaps in the first place sometimes can be left alone, especially when we are tracking let's say 2 pairs. I forgot the name we give it, but if you're looking at 2 pairs to do the same thing, one can do it and the other one will not. So for example, Ethereum might not trade here, but Bitcoin will trade into its gap and then go up, and then this can also go up. But to get that, this needs to confirm. All right, this needs to confirm, and we are, I think, a bit far away for that, because we need to go above this candle's high. So with that said, we are going to need Ethereum to break that high. So patience. Now for those of you that would like to scalp, if you like to scalp, you can. I don't trust the sessions on these cryptos, but if you like to scalp, maybe from here to here, right? That's a scalp, and then you're done. You can hold on to something to continue going up, but where we are to this high, and then that's it. Okay. Hype. So hype is also dragging its feet. We need it to come down here before going up. So patience before we look for the continuation to the upside, especially just this candle's low is enough. And I think the narrative still stands. If we can go all the way up and close above this, then that would be meaningful. If not, then they can come down here. Looking at the daily, that's what I'm seeing, right? Unless we shift and change the state of delivery to close above this high, then price will go up. If not, then we will be coming down somewhere here. XRP. So XRP also did the same thing. It came for the equal low and it's rejecting. Now, same narrative. This move down, taking out this low, it's good, but we need them to break the structure now. If they can come above this up candle here, then that will completely shift and price will be coming for this closing in this imbalance and then potentially going for that. It's now taking out the previous month low. So with that rejection, we can aim for a previous month high, but that's gonna depend on let's see, right? If you can at least even close bullish on a daily above this, that would be enough. If you can close bullish above this daily high, that will be enough. Okay, so watch 2.2272, 2.2272, that high. If we can breach it, then we can be coming up here, and then potentially that equal high. And I like it. Why? Because one, if you measure the range, that is OTE. Yeah, that's the first area of accumulation. So for them to come here, that's enough. Two, we've taken out the previous equal lows now, which is the previous month low. We've distributed 1, 2, 3, and that's also enough. So next phase is a potential break, and then we resume going up. And then lastly, touch key. As we mentioned yesterday, you want to see them come back for this low first before we start going back up. So maybe a run today and then a quick rejection, and then we can start looking for potential buys. Now, since Bitcoin has dipped into that gap on the weekly, I'm now bullish on the cryptos. Okay, I'm now bullish on them. So all you have to do now is just wait for a bullish price action. Now, what is a bullish price action? In my opinion, wait for something like this, even on the H1, leaving a fair value gap. Right? So if you wait for something like this on the H1, H4, even M15, not the best, but even M15, you can use it to get an entry to go up. The higher the time frame, the longer the type of trade. The lower the time frame, the shorter the type of trade. Meaning, if you use a high time frame for that pattern, then you're looking at potentially swing to long term. If you use a lower time frame, then you're looking at day trades to scalping. Okay, so that's about it over here. AX is stingy. Like I said, you want them to trade at least up, and then you can look for a buy. But as I mentioned, those of you that missed the buys, this low was a good area to actually buy. Okay, don't be scared, just buy it and hold it, and then let's see what price will do. All right, with that said, we've got about 5 minutes before the release of NFP, unemployment change. So let's switch to the dollar and then look at. So the reason why I'm looking for lower prices, one is because Monday went up, Tuesday went up, Wednesday from the high broke down. This was beautiful. I mean, if you can every single week, right, every single week, if you can look for something like this. Now again, this is why I said I prefer currencies. Okay, you You might not understand why, but I know why. And the why is currencies are predictable. Very, very predictable. Because it's what, if you like it or not, it still runs the world. It's what the day in and day out average man is using. Yes, cryptos is there, but it has a different function now. In future, if crypto becomes the currency that the average man uses, it will have these signatures in there that will be based on time and price. But not until then, that is not going to be the case. Okay, so currencies are still going to be ruling. That's why banks, institutions still operate with the currencies. And because of that, it's very easy to track what they are doing. So every single week, if you can find something like this that happens, now pay attention, right? This is happening during a kill zone, a time of the day. A run above a high, displacement, breaking low, leaving a fair value gap during a kill zone or time of the day. That is why currencies are easy to trade, because this thing here repeats all the time. Okay, it repeats all the time, and if you can wait for it, that's it, it's game over. So with that said, we've got about 3 minutes. I don't want to forecast what it's going to do, so let's wait and see. But I've given you my take that it needs to come back down. And yesterday, the level that I was looking for, they didn't quite trade there. Yeah, they didn't trade there. That's what I was expecting them to come to. I missed it by a few pips, so I'm still looking for that. Now, if we breach this high with the unemployment change announcement, if we breach that high next week, we'll be looking for higher prices. We'll be looking for price to come somewhere here and then potentially there. But this high to this low back into premium, that is why I'm expecting lower prices. So this high to this low, that is why I'm expecting that. So it's an I'll say expectation. It's what's the word? It's an idea. Okay, let me say it that way. It's an idea. It's no expectation, because expectation means it needs to happen. It's an idea. So let's see if that idea will manifest. And I'll go quiet for a few, maybe a minute or two after the release, and then we'll continue after. So don't go anywhere. I'm right here. See you soon. Okay, let's come back. So I think this was just not necessary because price just wiped both buyers and sellers out, and now back into the same range again. Not the kind of price action I wanted to see, but it's all good because that is the nature of price action in June. I think I made mention the last time that when we are in June, you can expect this kind of price action where price does not go anywhere. It goes up, comes back, goes down, comes back. June is the month that will see lots of this kind of price action. Okay, so what does that leaves us? It leaves us that I'm still expecting lower prices. Okay, I'm still expecting price to go down. If we are going to go up, then we need to breach this high. All right, so as long as that high is intact, I'm bearish on dollar index. Okay, so that means euro is also potential to continue going up on the daily, as long as we are above this down candle. As long as we are above this down candle here, I'm still bullish. Okay, if we lose that, then we might be coming to somewhere here to rebalance. So I'm still bullish on the euro. On the dollar, on the British pound, we have taken out that high, and currently it looks like it's trading below this previous day's low. Now if we take it out, that's fine, but if we close below, it changes the narrative. So similar to euro, if we break that down candle, we can be now going lower, but I would like to see them reject at least the previous day's low. Okay, on both euro and pound. If we close like this, then this might be the high of the month, probably. Okay, probably it might be the high of the month, but the day has to close for us to confirm that. Aussie, I think Aussie has gone for a target for the week, so I'll pause and then look at what next week is gonna give us. Let's see how the week is gonna end, and then we can look at potentials for next week. Okay, next one, New Zealand, same thing. Let's see how this week is gonna close, and then we can make a decision going into next week. If we close like this, maybe next week we'll go for the previous week low. So let's see. It's still early. We wait for 2 p.m. because 2 p.m. is when today's price delivery will be made. All of this is still manipulation. This one is still manipulation. So at 2 p.m. that's when we will know whether they are going to be taking price higher or this is all manipulation and they will come back down, right? Eurocard is stuck in a consolidation for a long time. Okay, EuroCAD has been stuck in a consolidation for a long time. Last month I was looking forward for them to go and attack this low, but it couldn't. And this month so far it's stuck in there. So this low here, this high, is the current draw liquidity, right? Wherever the day closes, that's where price is gonna go. So if we close bearish, we'll be attacking this low. If we close bullish, we're going to go for that. So depending on how the day is gonna close, we'll look for that direction. It's high probability because it's been consolidating for some time and it needs to expand. So that'll be a good trade for going into next week. Apart from that, euro pound too, I'm expecting them to come here and there. Watch the current H4 candle. If we can close like this, then today might see this low being taken, and if they come for this low, then likely that one will be taken. I favor downside because they are respecting this fair value gap. Okay, so I'm looking for lower prices. Aussie CAD for the week we went up there. I think New Zealand CAD almost got there, but probably next week might continue going up. We'll see again how this week is gonna close, because there was news event on CAD as well. Maybe they might come back down here and then go up. This down candle is important. That's it. Let's go to gold. So gold, we've not really done much this week. You can see that's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and this Monday, and this gap is going to be important for next week. They might pull back into it and then go for this high. So next week I'm bullish on gold, and we want to see them come here, reject, and then go back up. That will be the plan for next week. So watch this candle's low and this candle's high. That is where we want them to form the low of next week, and it will be of high importance if this candle can close, if this candle can close above it, then we are locked in, because this will become a proportion candle. I think if you know proportion candle, it's the down candle that touches an order block. Okay, so we have this as an order block. Why is this an order block? Because we traded to a fair value gap, traded through the down candle, so that's what made this order block. That's what made this a high probability trade, and then we expanded up through. So this became a proportion candle, and then they came to it here. So the reason why I was still bullish is because we had that candle, and then they've created another one similar here. So next week that can be same thing. We're gonna open, we're gonna drop, and then we're gonna rally here and then aim for that high. Okay, all right. Crude oil. So crude oil still stuck there. It couldn't go for the previous week high. I'm sorry, not previous week high, this high here, this one, right? It couldn't go for it, and I think next week either they go for it today or they're gonna go for it next week. So crude oil, we are looking for this high or 64.23. That is the drawn liquidity based on the monthly time frame. We took out, we have an inside candle and price is still bearish, so price needs to go into that gap and then reject and go lower. So you're expecting price to trade inside that and then reject and go lower. Okay, I think pretty much that's it. And then ES is ESing. Yesterday we had a run above the previous week high and then rejected. Daily managed to close below, so I was expecting lower prices. I actually sold short yesterday, so this trade that you see is from yesterday. I sold this gap, right, this fair value gap, and I left my stop loss up there, and that is the trade that I'm still in. And let's see if they can reject and go lower. If we go and close above yesterday's high, then price might be going way higher than currently expected. Okay, so that is it for now. Lots of good price action to come going into next week, because the week is rejecting, some of the pairs are rejecting previous week highs and previous week lows, and since we are in June, that's going to be fun to trade, because a week high taken equals to a week low going to be taken, a day high taken equals to a day low going to be taken. So let's see how the week ends, and then we'll focus on going into next week for the week ends. Going into next week for some of these nice trade ideas. All right, so enjoy your day. Now 2 p.m, let me say this before I go. 2 p.m, a lot of movement is going to happen, but between 2-3, by 4 p.m, if you're trading, be done, because I wouldn't expect much to happen after 4 p.m. The rest will be just manipulation. So the first 2 hours of the New York session, 2 p.m, 3 p.m, and then 4 p.m, that's it. The rest, just go and have fun, because there will be not much to do. Okay, all right, so enjoy the rest of your day. I will see you all same time next week, Monday. Peace.